So, I picked up a knife the other day, and tell me that that isn't an absolute beauty of a blade. Nice deep clip, stone washed. Oof, black blade. That is tasty. Great fidget factor. Ugh, love this. Has absolutely nothing to do with this video, so I don't know. What's going on, guys? Kyle Hunter here, bringing you guys another video, and today I wanted to talk about something that I found a little bit interesting. I think it'll be interesting to you. We're talking about lenses, namely kit lenses, and how I think they're probably the most underrated lens in your kit. All right, so just to get started on it, let's talk about kit lenses very briefly. If you are new to cameras or you just don't know yet, a kit lens tends to be the lens that gets bundled in with cameras when you buy your camera in kind of like a bundled situation. So for example, this lens right here that I'm shooting on is a kit lens for the Canon R6. There's actually 3 of them. The one that I'm shooting on is the 24-105 f4 to f7.1. This is the most budget friendly of the 3 that are available. There is a slightly better version of this lens, which is the 24-105 f4. And that lens is f4 all the way through, meaning the aperture basically just stays at f4. And then there is the 24-240, which is f4 to f6.3. So 2 of them are variable aperture lenses and one of them is fixed at f4. Why do I think your kit lens is the most underrated piece of kit that you have? Well, the thing about it is that if you think about it, right? Look at this lens that I'm shooting on right now, the 24-105 lens right here. This lens starts at 24, which is pretty wide. As you guys can see, I'm shooting at the widest I can right now at 24. And then it can punch in super heavy to 105. So I get a lot of range out of this lens. Additionally, these lenses tend to be relatively good for you if you're starting out. They're sharp, very versatile, and you can use them for all manner of photography. In addition to that, these lenses are also pretty great for video. As I said before, the last video that I shot where I was talking about this camera and this video here is shot on the 24-105, and this is all in video. I have taken every photo since I've gotten this camera that's been put onto my Instagram, for the most part, has been shot on this camera. All of my major photos have been shot on this camera, and it's been done using this 24-105 lens. So a common misconception with kit lenses is that, like, are they good enough, right? Because everybody sees people buying like fancy lenses, getting the like a 16-35 2.8 or a 50mm or an 85, 100mm macro, 70-200. Like, there's all these various lenses that everybody's like getting, so you kind of wonder to yourself, is the kit lens actually good enough to do what I want? And I can confirm wholeheartedly that it is a perfect lens for what you're going to want to shoot. Now, that being said, you're gonna want to evolve into better lenses and better glass in general, because there's just gonna be some lenses that do specifically what you need for that task. So if you like to shoot super compressed, you might want to get a 50 or an 85mm. If you're vlogging, you might want something like a 15 or a 16-35, where, you know, you can be super wide at 16 for like your vlogging situation or your talking head like I'm doing here. But then if you want to go and also shoot some photos with it in the streets or anything like that, you can punch in at 35 and get a little bit of compression and get a nice decent shot out of that lens. So every lens has its purpose, but I think as someone who's starting out and you have a kit lens, this allows you to kind of feel out the various ranges of lenses that you might want to try out, and as well as get to try out as much photography as possible for as little money as possible. So to give a prime example, this 24-105, I believe, is about $400 US. And with it, I can shoot at 24, I can shoot at 35, I can shoot at 50, I can shoot at 70mm, I can shoot at 85, and I can shoot at 105. And I can shoot at various, you know, numbers in between that, but those are the main stops that are on the lens. And with that, so I can go as far as, you know, wide at 24 to super compressed at 105, and I get an idea of just how those varying focal lengths affect things. The one slight negative for my lens in particular is that it's variable aperture. So it's f4 at the widest, being 24, and then around 70 it starts to come down to 7.1. So I can't shoot 70 or 85 at f4. It'll always be at f7.1. However, even so, I'm able to really kind of play around and understand things like my exposure triangle and composing shots and how to get the most out of my lens due to the fact that this is a kit lens. So for example, I have shot things like portraits on this lens. I've shot product photos on it. I've shot architecture. I've shot street photography. And you can see like all of that just popping up here on the screen, and like I've done it all on this lens long before I even got another lens. So if you're someone who's starting out and you want a good starting point, I recommend looking into your system, whether you shoot Sony, Canon, Nikon, Olympus, Leica, I don't know, whatever it is that you shoot on. I recommend you looking at it and seeing what your kit lenses are and getting something with a solid range that's gonna do what you want it to do. If you have more money and you can get one that has a fixed aperture like the f4, 24 to 105 for Canon, then I highly recommend it. But if you can't and you get the cheaper one that's just working for you and your budget, I can guarantee you that you still can get absolutely phenomenal shots and absolutely phenomenal video with that lens. Alrighty guys, that's pretty much gonna do it for this video. This is a really short one today. I just kind of wanted to discuss this a little bit. It was a thing that was on my mind. I see people a lot of times stressing over gear and what lenses to buy and what stuff they should have versus what they shouldn't have and things like that. And I feel like if you're just starting out, the better thing for you to do is focus on your composition, focus on your craft, and figuring out how to get the shots that you want to accomplish with your camera and the starting lens that you buy. With that being said, please crush that like button, mangle it, beat it up, all those good things. Hit the notification bell so you can know when I upload a video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in another video. All right, guys. Love you. Peace. So two of them are very So two of them are very aperturable lenses, and then this one.